Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of On the Range podcast with Hogg Tactical and Kelley Defense. I am Mark Kelley from KelleyDefense.com, and joining with me, as always, is my good friend and co-host Rick Hogg from Hogg.com. How's it going today, buddy?
Man, Mark, it's going great. Just want to thank you, the viewer listener, for giving us your most precious commodity, your time to tune in. Guys, we couldn't do it without you. Just do us a huge favor. Swing by those websites, warhog.com, kellydefense.com, and the all-new ontheRangePodcast.com. Sign up for those newsletters. Trust me, we will not inundate you with a whole bunch of stuff because you're looking at the marketing team and the email team and everything else right here. But here's the thing, right? Why do we say the websites and not the social platforms? Because we've been zucked. I lost 56,000 plus followers, wherever I had on there, right? The websites, that's how we truly stay connected. And don't forget, we've got the Patreon OTR crew page or crew member page. So again, you become part of a crew member, like-minded people from around the world looking to be 1% better every single day, bi-monthly Zoom calls with them, exclusive training videos. And Patreon and StreamYard are kind of working together for some stuff. So we'll be doing some lives as well. So it just gives us a little more interaction with you, the crew members, but appreciate all your support. And again, whatever you're listening to, whether it's audio, video, please, leave us a rating, review, like, follow, subscribe, all that other stuff. That's what helps us with all this big tech suppression. And trust me, we are on it. We're seeing YouTube pull On the Range podcast episodes off, just straight up deleting them, not even saying why. So just help us kind of beat all this big tech suppression. Do all those things. It costs you nothing. Just one more second of your time to hit that thumbs up button or whatever the case may be. We haven't had an Apple review in a while. So if you guys are listening on Apple, man, hit us up and we'll definitely, we'll let you guys know. We'll call it out whenever we see it. And yes, you can give us the eggplant emojis because somebody didn't think they could, but they did. Yeah. They tested it. And
hey, dude, that's wrong.
I appreciate it. Right. So
yeah,
thank you guys. And then don't forget, last thing, ontheRangePodcast.com. You're looking for some cool merch, whether it's the El Prez 45, 70 or 40, I can talk 45, 47 hat, shirts, all kinds of stuff. Swing by, website, pick up some good stuff. We appreciate the support.
Yeah. OnTheRangePodcast.com shop is always open.
Always.
But, Rick mentioned it that we are broadcasting live right now, behind the scenes stuff. There was some bonus content for the crew members. Mm-hmm. Now they're seeing this live. So whenever we are recording or doing any kind of production, we broadcast behind the scenes live. You can comment, you can get on there. It's just a lot of fun. Like-minded individuals. And as always, Rick, the show today is brought to you by the Firearms Training Notebook from Hogg Tactical and Kelley Defense. Be 1% better every day. If you're not tracking your data, then you're not seeing any progression. You're not being able to plan your training, whether that's live fire or dry fire. So make sure you pick up a copy today. It is a big piece of everything we do in all of our training. Mm-hmm. And it's probably one of the most important tools besides a pro timer that you're going to have, is to make sure you're tracking all your stuff. Yeah. And if you're serious about this, if you're really serious about it in any form or fashion, you got to be tracking your data, and that's the best way to do it. Mm-hmm. You go on the website, you can click the button. It'll take you right to Amazon. They'll ship it to you. It's just a great value, and we've a lot of success. I mean, we sell them every month. They're flying off the shelf, so make sure you get your copy.
Absolutely,
so
man.
Today, if you're missing the live, that's okay. We're going to have a link in the show notes. You can go on there. You can sign up for the crew member for free. You can try the all access package and do the Zoom calls or whatever. But we're going to talk about what's going on lately with the crew members and some of the stuff we're doing. Like Rick said, Patreon's really stepped up and StreamYard's kind of stepped up. We're going to talk about some of the social media stuff. We have a lot of opinions on that. We're also going to talk about, everybody's been asking us for at least a input on the P320 issue. And we talk about that. We're going to talk about that a lot. So anyway, welcome aboard. And Rick, it's always good to see you. I know you had a lot of travel, and
yeah, buddy,
it's good to be back in the studio, man.
Yeah, dude, we've been busy, right? Mm-hmm. So kind of all over, getting ready to take off again. It's all good. But yeah, it is nice to be back in the studio. Here's the thing. We might see a little studio change, right?
So, we've been waiting for that one for a while.
Stay tuned for that one.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. If you guys haven't seen, so we sent out an email. We've got a Tennessee Range Day coming up on September 26th, which is a Friday, in conjunction with Second Chance K9. So that's going to be like a 3-block deal. So we're going to have CQB training, which I'll be running. Travis will be doing some med training, and I'm not sure. I can't remember who's going to be doing some marksmanship. So you're going to get in a day. That's a pretty good package out there at Royal Range, and really it's a great facility out there. So appreciate those guys for all the support. But and then I think Saturday, Saturday there's going to be a shooting competition. I think there's guns you can potentially win, and then me and Mark will be out there podcasting as well. So
there for a while we weren't real happy with these guys over here at StreamYard and at Patreon. So, man,
it's the one, here's the thing. Here's an example, and Rick's going to get on the soapbox for a minute, because you guys know how much I loathe all the big tech suppression, censorship, whatever word you want to use. It's nice to see that at least 2 companies, now granted, still not happy with Patreon. Well, not so much Patreon, but with Apple, right? Trying to come backdoor and rip 30% of funds just for having an app, right? They know it's an easy cash grab. But at least moving forward where it's not censorship. Like, here's a prime example. YouTube. Why is YouTube pulling episodes of On the Range podcast?
I don't know.
Let that one sink in.
Yeah.
Right. So if you guys go to ontherangepodcast.com, all those videos on there are not YouTube hyperlinked. They are for Make Ready TV. So we're a partner with them for the streaming side of it. They're not going to censor them. They're not going to pull them. We upload them. We know 100% they're there. It's kind of like when you look at Instagram, or Meta, right? All Meta is doing, like, if you guys are got that blue check mark and you're paying Zuck $15, tell me in the comments below or somewhere, right? Chat, whatever. Is it beneficial? Because I tried it. Luckily, I got a 30-day free trial. I tried it. It did zero, absolutely zero for us at warhog_com.
Yeah.
Now, granted, we got the Warhog tactical handle back due to an IG error, but dude, it is, that platform cares nothing about just ripping your cash. Oh, you want more engagement? Pay us more money, right? All this stuff is rigged on the backside. If you are a veteran entrepreneur trying to do some type of business type work, if you make any business contacts on there, send them to an email or text that you control. Preferably get a website that you control, but do not bet on them for nothing. Because, dude, they shafted us royally when they deactivated our account. We're in the middle of business DMs going back and forth, all gone, right? Like, you can't go, hey man, I know I'm deactivated. Can I at least see my DMs? Nope. It's all gone, right? Complete waste of time by design, by their design, because they are the #1 platform for human trafficking. Let that one sink in, right? But yet we try to use them to market our businesses, because that's the digital age we're in, and nobody's batting an eye at them. So there's my 2 cents, my let's just say love for big tech. But I do like to see that at least as far as Patreon and StreamYard goes, they must be listening to the conversations and going, oh, that's a good idea, and let's make the changes. So hats off to them for that.
But we sent out a bunch of emails for the live stuff. The lack of ability for these folks the crew members to engage with each other and stuff like that. It was just non-existent. But now they're doing some things, and good for them. Here's another one that I don't like, and we're gonna have to revisit them hard, is X. Yeah, gonna have to revisit them. I not only do I not see any value in it, it's, how should I put it? It's toxic.
Oh, dude.
It's so freaking, it's the most toxic. I can't get on there anymore. I'm just like, dude, can't do it. I can't listen to these guys and girls. I just can't do it. It's horrible.
I tell you this, I'm not going to lie. when it comes to, if you want to say social platforms, LinkedIn,
Yeah.
we're getting good growth over there. We're not being censored. We're not putting out a whole bunch of political stuff. On occasion, I'll zap some stuff out there about the lies we were told about the old China virus.
Yeah.
And people appreciate it, right? Hey, man, thanks for, putting that out there. Here's one for you. Oh man, you gotta love this, right? So here's how this is just a gauge of big tech, right? And you want to know kind of where they're sitting at. So I put out, we're going to start this new thing because I saw some pretty good juice on LinkedIn, actually.
Really?
Yes. So listen to this one. So I put out, we're going to kind of dub it the Sunday sermon. I just pull one of these guys talking and, hey man, here's a Bible verse. Kind of here's some things. Here's to help you out. Like this week's was, hey, don't dwell on the past. Got your little narrative in there. Let this one sink in. I got thousands of views and interactions and everything else on LinkedIn. We actually got, and as much as I hate to say it, I got to be truthful, right? We got some pretty good juice on the YouTube Shorts. You know what we got? You know what we got
Yeah.
on? So you know what we got on Instagram? Over 5 different accounts. So between Dukes, the 2 of the War Hogs, Project Officer Survival, On the Range podcast, dude, I think last time I looked, it was like 550, 560.
Yeah.
Let that one sink in.
Yeah.
How does that happen? I wonder.
I don't know.
Well, I do know.
Well,
Right? It's all by their design. So everyone talks about, the algorithm. There is no algorithm. It's whatever the AI bots are set up to do. So here's one for you. And I saw this on LinkedIn. I didn't even see it on Instagram, right? I saw it on LinkedIn. Andrew, 50 Shades of FDE,
yes.
getting hammered
Wow.
on Instagram, right?
Huh.
Same crap I was dealing with. Hey, regulatory goods. He's not selling crap, right? Like he kind of does his gun review or overviews, or hey man, here's a cool picture of some gun in FDE, right? That's kind of his
Right.
thing. Hammering him, dude. And he's like trying to go, and I'm like, Andrew, you're wasting your time, dude. Right?
Yeah.
You're better off getting the website set up, do your blogs, and put it out that way, because Instagram by design, right? Their rules are so confusing. On one side, they'll say, "Oh, firearms are regulated good," blah blah blah. But then on their community page or something, I forget what it is, they go, "Oh no, it's good. Hey, if you're a business, brick and mortar, website, known individual, whatever, or a government entity, sure you can post guns all day long."
Right.
Then why, when you look at my stuff, and you'll see it somewhere in the little story reels, whatever, pictures of our U.S. fallen, regulatory good. Picture of
Yeah.
me and Duke in Afghanistan, regulatory good. Really,
Yeah.
Zuck? Come to my face and tell me I'm a regulatory good, bud. Let's have a conversation about that one.
Yeah.
Oh, but you won't show up for that game day, will you? Law enforcement firearms training, right? Training cops to be better to survive that gunfight, regulatory good, right? I can go on and on of his garbage. And I love when these marketing companies come hit me up, hey, we can help your marketing. Really? And the first question I always ask, who's your in? Well, we don't have one. Then you're no good to me, right? If you can't have the guy behind the scenes toggling the switches,
Yeah.
you're don't, I'm not going to give you my money for any marketing, right? Now we do have, it was funny. You're going to see, I think, a little funny shift in the Warhawk tactical branding or marketing, not branding. Let me rephrase that.
Oh, you're pulling a Cracker Barrel?
No. We're not doing a Cracker Barrel. I had my words got messed up. Not branding, right?
Oh,
The
okay.
brand, so I would say, look at my Warhawk shirt, but it's be 1% better every day, right? You can swing by
right.
the website and pick one of those up, or you can get your 4570 or your 4547 hat.
Yeah.
The El Prez, we like to call it. But no, so I was up in Pennsylvania, one of the students I had, he's also a sidebar civilian firearms instructor, and he had some just janky pictures. We were trying to take a picture, and like somebody stepped in, and you just see a little bit of the muzzle of the pistol, and I was like, dude, send those to me. That's going to be our new marketing um, strategy for IG. Is we're going to have some janky picture, right? Like you'd be looking, what's this exactly, right?
Mhm.
Because it does. I could put a blank screen.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would probably get um more views, likes, clicks, comments by just posting a black screen. But if I do that, I think it rolls into the Black Lives Matter thing. So I don't really want to do that. But because remember, what was it? A couple years back, people were just putting a black screen
Yeah.
and people were liking it, right? So
Yeah.
we're gonna do janky, jacked up pictures, and just see what happens, man.
Mm.
I had a buddy of mine. He did an experiment. He was an Australian guy, knife maker, right? He was getting hammered by IG. He's like, let me try putting some chicks in this thing, right? So like the first 5 or 10 seconds, he got some broads running around bikinis or whatever he's got, and then he's like, hey man, swing by our shop and pick. He'd show a quick pick of the knife. Dude, his stuff exploded. He's
Yeah.
like, it works,
Yeah.
right? Of course it works by their
Yeah.
design. So I just see all that, and you can't tell slightly passionate about all this censorship, right? Because that's what it is. Don't tell me he's a private company can do what he wants. No, he worked for the U.S. government by design, so technically he's a agent of the state. But that's here nor there. Uh, I get fired up on this stuff.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'll sidebar off of that one. But dude, it's just I loathe out of all the platforms. Whenever I got to go on something meta, I'm like, pff, you know, because nothing goes anywhere.
No.
So it's just at the end of the day, it's a waste of time. Just look at and we always advocate your time, right? That is your number one most precious commodity. Are you going to sit there spending, scrolling, looking at TikTok cat videos? I like to say,
Yeah.
because let's be an honest broker. There's some people putting some good information out on IG, but for the most part, it's garbage, dude.
Yeah.
Do I really need to see some chick do some funky dance, go shake her ass, do something like that? I
Mhm.
don't, right? Hey, man, what are you doing in the firearm space? Are you doing something new? Have you found some new technique? Is there something that I can use in my training? Maybe some new product, whatever. That's what I care about, dude. Restricted, right?
Yeah.
So,
No, and that's a good point, and we point those folks out a lot of times. I tell you that project or Wyoming project,
dude,
phenomenal job when it came to the SIG stuff.
yeah,
We were passing that stuff around. He did a great job. He was able to explain some things, and it
mhm,
wasn't super edited video. It was just him talking and explaining
yeah.
things, and he did a great job. So we do
Hey,
point those things out there.
yeah, and you could tell, like, he was kind of a raw, unedited dude. "Hey,
Yeah,
man, do it." Now,
yeah,
granted, he was running, primed cases in there, but you could see, like, when that one went off, "Whoa, I didn't
yeah.
expect that." Okay.
Well, I'm gonna pay attention to him from now on. I can guarantee you that.
Well, that's the whole thing, right?
Right.
You have to ask yourself, and you brought up the 320 mark, not me, right?
Hey, I'm just pointing out what I've observed.
No, and you're spot on,
Oh,
right?
it's so funny.
But you have people that are so on this 320 kick, and
Yeah.
you have to scratch your head.
Yeah,
Is
it's strange.
it's very strange, right? So
Yes.
so you're telling me I have to see this with my own eyes before I
Right.
I believe it. Okay, I'll give you that. But you're so passionate on a point that then you sit there and show this video of a student ADing in one of your classes going back into the holster. And I'm like, dude, you just compromised yourself as an instructor because you're telling me you run an unsafe range, regardless whether you've got unsafe firearms, right? Take that piece. How did you not catch a dude running his finger back on the trigger coming off that presentation, right? Because I guarantee it wasn't the first time the dude has done it.
No, and
He
he
just
certainly didn't address it either. He didn't.
no.
He just kind of glossed over that.
Oh, this is how it goes off with the finger on the trigger. Whoa,
Yeah.
really? And that to me, that just puts your credibility in the crapper. So, and again, I don't know, but are you getting that much money to say certain words that you've compromised your values? I don't know, but it just seems weird, right?
Yeah.
It just seems odd. Um, there's not a product out there, short of the in honor of Duco Loop Leash and the Firearms Training Notebook,
Right.
that I'm going to sit there and go battles over, right? Those are quality products. How do we know? Because we got number one, vested interest, but two, we're the ones that kind of got that stuff going. Hey man, if somebody wants to bring something up, yeah,
Like
we'll
page numbers.
hey man, self-published, right? You overlook little things. It happens.
So good. So good.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Or heck, dude, we wrote the book, and the first time I used the book, I jacked it up on the self-eval. So I wrote my numbers down versus across, right? It's just, but yeah, if it's yours, I can sit there and articulate, but man, another company, unless you had something to do with that development, do you really know? Do you have the insides, the backsides? Hey man, they got chintzy on this product, or hey, we know there's a drama here, but we'll just kind of sweep it under the rug, and then you're on board. So what does
Yeah.
that say about you and your values, right? And I don't know, is there dollars exchange? Are you compromising your values for dollars? Dude, I don't care if Sig parks an 18-wheeler out in front of my truck, stacked with hundos in there, and go, Rick, it's yours. Just read this line. Rick's not going to do it, right? I'm sorry, I'm not going to compromise my values. There's something up with a pistol, without a doubt. Now, I've addressed it some agencies. Some agencies are like, dude, we got to get out from underneath it. Yep, roger that. There's others like, dude, we have no dramas, but we're not buying it. Okay, that's your call. But at least as far as Warhawk Tactical goes, we're not going to stop training agencies that have 320s, right? That's just not good business. However, we are going to tweak how we do business. The days of students being on a Warhawk Tactical range with a 320 that's hot isn't going to happen.
Yeah.
We'll load them up on the line, shoot the intended rounds. Once we're done, hey, clear them out. So let's think about this, Mark, right? God bless, dude. I think about it. We've been lucky. We do our shooting under physical dress.
Yes.
Right. Now, granted, for the first going down, they are unloaded. And the only reason we have them unloaded is because I want them just to do some firearms manipulation under some physical dress. But once they fire that first magazine, they've got two more. They're running around with hot guns. They might be doing some Warhawk burpees where now and them legs are kicking back.
Yeah.
Dude, where's the muzzle of that gun pointed at? Right. So when we do our shooting under physical dress, it will all be a firearms manipulation. There will be no running, at least on my range, with 320s. It can't happen. Because the last thing I need is knowing that there's something wrong with the gun. And somehow, I believe the Wyoming Gun Works was kind of, hey, when that, because there's a lot of play in that frame to slide. Somehow when that slide comes up, it's enough to release the striker. I don't know if you want to call it a sear, whatever their dealio is, right? All could have been fixed with a striker block, but here nor there. But dude, how many times have we gotten lucky?
Yeah.
Because guys are jumping, moving, running, dude. And you just can't do it, right? Doesn't mean you can't train them, but you just got to tweak how you're doing it. Because what happens if, God forbid, one of my students gets shot by another student's gun, knowing there's a flaw in that gun, and I let it happen? Dude, that's on me, right? 100%. That's on me. I'm not going to sit there and go, well, I trust these guys, right? No, right? Dude. Because by their own very rule, or not rule book, but their manufacturer's book.
Oh, their own manual, owner's manual.
The manual. Thank you. That's what I couldn't think of the word manual, right?
Yeah.
But by their own owners, that's it. Owner's manual. They did that revision this year. Do not put a round in the chamber till you're ready to shoot.
Yeah.
Whew. Okay. So how? And it was funny because up in Michigan they try to hem up a trooper up there for having a little ND, AD, whatever. And it was like basically went after him going, hey, you were reckless because you violated what the manufacturer said in their owner's manual.
Yeah.
You can't fault them, right? I mean, it's like, damn, you just use their words against. I mean, the D up there literally pulled the words from the SIG manual.
Yeah.
And then you had that other case in Massachusetts where you had an officer that was shot in the leg, and then man, the round went through his knees or blew his kneecap out, right?
Yeah.
And my man's done. Goes to sue SIG, but the jury comes back and does an award saying, well, you knew you had a faulty gun.
All right.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Right. So I can't in good faith sit there and have hot 320s just willy-nilly out running around.
Yeah.
And then
You know, and
think,
the thing is, a SIG, they have some good stuff. It's nothing that we are saying here is saying, hey, we're never going to buy SIG. We're never going to use SIG. We don't like that's got nothing to do with
nope.
it. They have some really good stuff. Some of the rifles are really, really good.
Yeah.
I like the Acro, but hey, their optics aren't bad, but whatever. We're not bad mouthing. It's just the fact is, man, knowing what we know and knowing that there is some smoke here, to sit there and have some of these influencers say, oh, there's no, that's ridiculous. Until I see a guy stand there with his arms crossed and it just goes off, I'm not going to believe. Dude, that was quite possibly one of the dumbest things I think I've ever heard anybody say who's trying to be legitimate. Whatever, bro, that's fine, but that is going to get or could potentially get somebody hurt.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be a subject matter expert, and you're saying something like this.
So to me, as the firearms instructor, your number one job is keeping your students safe.
100%.
Whether it's the firearms they're using, the holsters, especially like you look at, man, you get guys when we do concealed carry stuff, right? Or guys opt to bring a concealed carry rig to the course, which is fine. How many times I tell them, hey, tuck that shirt in, right? So if they've got an undershirt underneath, hey, man, that shirt's all kind of coming out. Dude, last thing I need is that material getting caught in that trigger and you launching around, right? That's your number one job, is keeping those students safe. So knowing there's something wrong, right? Is it every gun? Is it 500 that were done on a Friday of this certain? I don't know, but you can't risk your students' safety or compromise their safety. You just can't do it, right? So do I need to see it with my own eyes? I've seen enough videos, whether it's just, hey man, here's Officer X inside the station, dude, just walking along. Poof. Oh, that's enough for me, man. Right? Like I don't need to physically be there. There's been enough dramas. Let's stop it. So, dude, we've had, let's think about it. I think we've had a couple students, especially like on the carbine side. So they build some Frankenstein gun.
Yeah.
And nothing wrong with building your own AR, dude, by all means, but get quality stuff. But when your gun starts running away full auto, it's like, whoa, hey man, safeties aren't working. Whoa, hey man, nothing personal. You got a spare? Because we can't let you continue. And that's, I'm with you, brother, right? And I think we beat that dead horse. But dude, to me, it would just be, hey, this is the protocols that we're looking to do. And I'm straight up telling you guys straight up, this is what we're doing at Warhawk Tactical, right? 320s will get, different application. Doesn't mean you can't come out and train. There's gonna have to be some certain restrictions that are just put on there, and it is what it is.
Yeah. And again, I think we kind of owe it to our crew members And by the way, if you're listening to this outside of the crew, the link is going to be in there. You can go and you can join. You can try it for free, and you can go ahead and get your crew member exclusive content on for 7 days. But we'll have a link down there so you can hear it. But I think we owe it to everybody, including the crew members, especially who support us so much, to just say, hey, look, I personally am not going to carry a 320 appendix. It's not going to happen.
No,
it's not going to happen. Now, you can do what you want. It's free country. I'm just telling you that, to me, there's enough stuff out there that it definitely lends towards the caution side. And we have to act accordingly with the classes. I don't know if we have to do some of that physical dress stuff where everything's coming off the table. I don't know. I mean, that's an option where, you get up there, you get to your firearm. It's all put down there with the slide lock to the rear. You load your next magazine and do that course of fire and then do the same thing on the last one. I don't know, but it's definitely going to be something that the students who are standing around, watching, including us, that safety is number one. It always is.
It has to be. It has to be.
Just has to be. And if you don't, and you're up there barking and crossing your arms and looking all tough with your tattoos and stuff, hey, okay, knock yourself out, man. That's not the way I'm going to roll. And we owe it to our students and our crew members and the men and women next to us, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Who are doing the job. So it's crazy, man.
Yeah. The last thing I need is for an officer to be, to either shoot himself or shoot another officer, with a faulty gun. Dude, you don't think that NC is going to come after you? Hey, man, what are you doing? Right? Hey, you just got to, all we're saying, caution has to be applied. Right.
Yep.
And if you are carrying a 320 on duty, just do the best you can, man. Do the best you can.
Yeah, I'm with you, buddy. No, but this was good. For those who are listening to this, on the YouTubes or wherever it's at on Apple or Spotify, this was broadcast live to the crew members. Let me check the chat, make sure anybody's in there. Not right now, but they get this stuff live, man. We got some viewers in there. They can interact with us. You need to go over to the website, go to onrangepodcast.com, and you can sign up for free for 7 days, get the all access package. You get the interactive calls with Rick and I, plus you get this live behind the scenes broadcast. So when we broadcast or we start to record these videos, I think the majority of them are going to be recorded behind the scenes live for the crew members who can join in and interact with us.
Yeah.
So, and if you miss it, like Rick said, it's going to be a link down below. You can check it out, but the crew members get all the good stuff. And again, talk about for those who aren't in the crew, talk about the crew range day coming up. We just had one in North Carolina a month ago. Where are we going to be this coming next 3 weeks?
Yeah. So September 26th, which is a Friday, we'll be in Nashville, Tennessee. That's right. Country Music USA at Royal Range, which is on the western side of Nashville. Beautiful indoor range, right? So you don't need to pack all your rain gear and be worried about, oh, what's the weather going to be? Dude, we're indoors, right? Beautiful facility. It's going to be a collab with Second Chance K9. So between our patrons, their patrons, be broken down in 3 stations on Friday. So there will be one block with me providing CQB training. So yes, Royal Range does have a CQB house. It's Sims only. We'll provide all the Sims, all that stuff for you guys. We will, or Travis will be doing a medical block. Travis is a 18 Delta, if you don't know, Special Forces medic. So
great dude,
fantastic dude. Yeah. Great med skills. So great person to learn from. And I forget who the third party is, but there will be some live fire marksmanship stuff going on because Royal Range does have the access. They've got all their different bays there. So he'll probably have bay 1 for the live fire stuff. He'll probably be in the classroom doing his med stuff. And then I'll be in their small little shoot house they have there. It's actually pretty good it's a pretty good setup. So the cost is, I think he's got like a donation request, via Second Chance. So just helping him kind of do his fundraising efforts to help get service dogs into specifically SOF veterans or special operations veterans that need those service dogs. So he does great work. We were handlers together back in the day. So, but I know Travis very well. His mission is very honorable what he's doing. So come on out, have a good time, get some training, fellowship with another Patreon crew. I'm not sure what he calls his guys,
Yeah.
Maybe he calls them a pack. They're all
That's
dog,
right.
something. But it's just going to be a great time to fellowship together. So definitely check that out and send out a newsletter. Probably send out another one here shortly.
Yeah, and if we can, we'll put the link in the show notes as well for that.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's a donation anyway, and he goes through, he and his family go through a lot of financial struggles just to do this very thing that is his calling.
Yeah.
And it's just a great program, and
Oh, dude,
we can be more happy to go down there and help out. He's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And basically his house or the property that the house sits on, that's the kennel, man. I've been there before, right? It's beautiful place, man. But it's super tight. I'm sure at a certain point he'll want to expand, get some more stuff, get some better outside kennel facilities so they're all not living in the house going back and forth. But yeah, I can't even imagine what rainy days are like at his house.
Yeah.
Dude. But anyway,
it's a tough one.
Yeah, no, but it's going to be a good time.
Yeah. And the crew members, you stand by. There's always going to be additional content for them. And like you said, you can only do that if you go to the ontheRangePodcast.com and sign up and become a crew member. That's all you can do.
Dude, great group of like-minded individuals looking to be 1% better every single day.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I think this is probably where we'll cut that off, Rick. I'll make a show out of that. We don't have to do another one. And this is more stuff for the crew members, but give the public just a little update and our thoughts on the P320. I mean, the thing about the 320 though, there's not a whole lot you can say about it. It's just there could be something to this, and you got to take appropriate action. That's it.
Yeah.
This doesn't. If in my opinion, it's very strange if you're taking a side hard on it or hard against it, because it doesn't make any. It's a tool. It's a tool that is having some issues, and it's a big time safety concern. And if you don't act accordingly to that, you are a fool.
I can't stress it enough. It's, there's something wrong, right? Do we know exactly? I think we have an idea, right? Or at least via Wyoming Gunworks, kind of what he demoed.
Yeah.
But man, if we've got movement, right? Seems to be, hey, if we can get that frame to slide angle, something, right? Whatever that magical piece is. So now let's think about it. If I get a holster that's tight and I'm compressing that frame to slide down, am I already at potentially that catastrophic point?
Correct. Yeah. Good point. Yeah.
I don't know. But here's the thing. I don't want to test it. No. I don't want a bullet in me from me, right? That violates everything. Firearm safety, self-defense. You don't want to put bullets in yourself.
Yeah.
And the last thing I want is a firearm just arbitrarily going off. But dude, I can't imagine. Like I can't even wrap my head around going, hey, I have a pistol that could go off whenever. Right? So you think about it. For your law enforcement officer, hey man, let's say it goes off in the car. All right, you're gonna put a hole in your car. It's usually in a pretty good spot, right? And usually you get kind of that little spot between the seat and the armrest there. So get a little bit of standoff. What happens now when we stand up? What happens to a little bit of, now your armor, right? If you're wearing one of these outside carriers, to say it's pushing on that gun a little bit and does whatever in the holster, or how about this? Can you imagine? Put yourself in this situation, Mark, right? Could you imagine being in the back of that Bearcat going out to a call? Where's all the muzzles pointing at? When you're sitting down, right?
Yeah.
If you had that old style, leg holster, especially if you,
They're all
especially
pointing at each other. Yeah.
pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Or here's one. Can you imagine sliding down a fast rope?
Oh, geez.
Where's that pistol's pointing at your mate's head,
Yeah.
right? God bless, dude. All of a sudden, pow.
I know.
What the hell was that? I just, man, that's a hard place. That's a hard place to be, right? So, and you've had some agencies out there, they're done, right? So there's one agency I know, their SWAT guys were carrying, I think it's the 320 X5 Legion something something. Just the SWAT guys were, and the chief was like, "Pull them, they're done," right?
Yeah.
You can't blame them.
No.
You know, I've talked to other agencies. They're like, "Dude, we got to get out from underneath this thing." Because at a certain point, if this thing goes catastrophic, and it was funny because when we had the airmen killed, the Air Force put that stop use. Then I guess the Air Force did some investigation. They found some worn parts. So that was worn out prematurely. Dude, you just got the guns. Okay. I'll let it slide.
Yeah. Whatever.
Roger
Yeah.
that. But then supposedly there was an airman arrested. So I'm confused. And we never heard anything more about the suspect in this whole M18, which is basically the military version of 320. This whole, you know, what happened to this suspect they supposedly arrested for shooting this other guy. But then they find out they've got worn parts on the guns. So it's just does not compute. And it kind of goes back to the China virus, right? Oh, you got to wear a mask, got to stay 6 feet, got to do all this stuff. Does not compute, right? It's just, you have to, this day and age, use your own deductive reasoning with the information you have at hand to go, does this make sense?
Yeah.
And to me, it just doesn't, right? Are your pockets so deep that you're sitting there again, throwing ducats? Hey, arrest that guy.
Yeah.
Right. Because nothing else has been said about him.
No.
I don't even know if we got a name of who even the suspect was. It was just, hey, the Air Force arrested somebody.
Yeah.
In connection with the airman's death.
They also charged him with falsifying or obstructing, lying, something like that during the investigation.
Okay.
But again, that was the initial report for, we had an arrest and this is what he was charged with, and that's it.
Yeah. So again, depending on how quick it happened, how quick he got arrested, could you sit there and have your wires crossed? Could you have said this and meant that? I don't know, right? Or was he even at fault, or was he just the patsy to get this thing going? I don't know. But things just don't make sense. That's all I'm saying, right? In Rick's little mind of just some deductive reasoning does not compute. And that's all we're saying, guys, right? Just draw your own conclusions. Have I super dug deep into this whole 320 thing? I have not. Why? Because my time's important.
Yeah.
Number one, I don't run the gun. I know what I'm going to do for those agencies that do have them, right? I'm going to call that good to go. I'll pay attention, but I'm not going to sit there and go down these rabbit holes and deep dive.
No.
On the 320. Just not my wheelhouse.
Yeah.